Hey guys, welcome to Your Best Interviews. My name is Eric Smith. Thank you so much for spending the time here with me today. What I want to talk to you about is when should you leave your job or should you leave your job? So, especially now, people are leaving companies all the time. Everyone's hiring. It's really the best time to be a job seeker. And so, I get the question a lot from people that I'm working with is just, should I be leaving my job or should I be evaluating other opportunities? So there's a couple of ways that I look at this. There's the financial side, and then there's the, are you happy in what you're doing? So the financial side, if you've been at your company for over 4, maybe 5+ years, chances are you're being paid less than what your market value is today. And that's just because companies' annual increases likely aren't keeping up with what the market is paying for a new hire. And so your compensation is likely falling behind. That's why when recruiters reach out to you or people do switch jobs, typically they're walking into a higher salary. And it's because the market moves quickly and competitors tend to stay ahead of that curve to attract top talent. And so if you've been at your company for more than 4 or 5+ years, chances are you're being paid less than what your annual increases have been doing over that time period. And so your market value is probably higher than what you're getting paid today. So if it's purely compensation that you're seeking, chances are by leaving, you're going to get more. But you could always go to your company and just level with them and say, I want to make more. I think I can make more in this other opportunity. And maybe they'll evaluate your compensation and see about bringing you up to the level that you want to be at. But make sure you do your homework, evaluate kind of what your experience is, where your skill set sits, and then do some market research too. See what the industry is paying, what other competitors are paying, and bring that. If you're going to ask for more money, make sure that you've got data backing up why you want more and emphasize that you want to stay there. But you got to make decisions, for you and for your family and things like that. So that's number one. The other side, when I advise people about leaving their job, is I look at a lot of different factors, and it just really comes down to, are you happy doing what you do, right? So you spend a lot of time at work. We spend a lot of time away from our families at work. And if you're not in love with what you're doing, or maybe you don't like your company, then maybe it is time to actually reevaluate what you're doing and potentially who you're working for. The first thing I would ask you is just, are you sick of the work? Maybe you like the company, but you don't like the work that you're doing. If that's you, then you should talk to your employer or start evaluating what would charge you up, what would make you happy. And maybe it's as simple as a conversation with your current employer. So you don't have to leave, you don't have to go through the interview process. Just go to your current employer and say, I really love working here, but I don't feel as motivated by the work anymore. I'm thinking about making a change. Are there other areas of the business that, I could potentially be an asset for or, internally move to? That's your probably easiest path to a different job if you love your company, but maybe just aren't committed to the work that you're doing. So that's the first one that I would ask you is just, is it the company? Is it the work? Is it both? If it's the work, try and stay at your current company. That's the easiest path to a different role. Now, if it's both, if you're just not in love with your company, you're not in love with what you're doing, then it is time to go, right? And it starts with you doing the little things like getting your resume updated, doing your market research on what you do want to do, figure out where your skill set sits for the type of roles that you're interested in, and then make sure that you're applying to a lot of different things, because the more you apply to, the more interviews you're going to get, the quicker you're going to end up in a different role. It is a numbers game. Everyone's hiring, and not the best person always gets the job, right? So I think I phrased that terribly, but it doesn't always guarantee that you're going to get the job, even if you're the best person. So you got to be applying to a lot of different things, but really you should be evaluating, right? So if you're somebody watching this and you're like, I'm not in love with what I'm doing, or maybe I don't like my company, or maybe it's just I want to get paid more, really start to evaluate, what is your current state, and should you be leaving your job or should you not be leaving your job? It's a quick knee-jerk reaction when we have bad days to say I should switch companies, switch jobs. Just keep in mind the grass is not always greener. It's always greener on the side that you water, right? So if you're always thinking about, the next best thing, a lot of different jobs are going to seem attractive, but you're going to run into a lot of what most people get frustrated with work, and that's support, that's the amount of hours that they put in, how they get paid, things like that. So make sure you're doing your homework and really evaluating what it is that you want and what it is that's frustrating you or making you feel stuck. And then based on what those things are, make a determination. Should you switch jobs but stay at your company? Should you stay in your job and stay at your company because you're gaining really good experience, and the next level up is a different role that's going to challenge you more, things like that, where the upper mobility is really good. Or is it just that you're done with your company and you're not committed to what you're doing and you want to make a change? Evaluate all those different things and really determine what your reason for going is, and then start setting action plans to actually get out of that job or move to a different role. And that starts with getting your resume up to snuff. Maybe it's having an internal conversation about switching to another role within the company. Or maybe it's just setting an application goal and starting to apply to 25 different jobs every day until you get into a different position. But ultimately, you hold the keys. So you just have to have a really honest conversation with yourself, make a pros and cons list, figure out what your next best move is, and then start taking action on it, because there's so many companies out there that are looking for people like you. And so you just have to set that intention and make sure that you're following through actions. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. I know this is a topic that a lot of people ask me about, and there's no one right answer. So really you have to evaluate it for yourself. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If this was helpful, check out the links below and hit subscribe. 2 videos every single week, Monday and Wednesday, and it's all focused on helping you get to the job that you love, giving you advice on the interview process to help you get what you want faster. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. See ya.